All right, this one, dude. New York, are you okay, man? What's up, guys? You know, it's Herbie with the Herb and Peach channel. Thank you guys for viewing the videos, adding some captures to them view counts and some comments. Even if you're a bot, guess what? Any press is good press. Speaking of pressed, New York, NYC folks, greatest city in the world? Not anymore, this tweet says. This is Lower Manhattan. Vomit, vomit, vomit emoji.
I literally live in Guatemala.
Holy.
So unbelievably disgusting and tragic and sad.
Damn, New York, are you good, bro?
What is this? I mean, really? Do we need...
But like I was saying, we have the same problem in San Diego, so in a short second, we won't even be able to say anything. Well, it's a figure of speech, you know. Dude, like you can't just be having these. We have some of these like these pop-up shops with like tents and just like food vendors and stuff just showing up in a parking lot next to a church in random spots. You can't be having that, dude. As far as like having a country that is flourishing to live in, you can't be allowing this stuff. And it sucks because I know the cops just can't do anything about it. Like they're gonna get in trouble if they try to do anything about it. But that's like, you know, that this is like, evidently that's why this video is being even broadcasted or filmed in the first place and then broadcasted on Twitter. These are the marks of a dying society. Is when you just have these pop-up shops. They're not sanctioned by the city. You just have these businesses showing up at random places, quote unquote businesses. They're not legitimate businesses if they don't have a permit. They shouldn't be doing these kinds of just like random shops like this. This is like what LA turned into. This is apparently what New York City is turning into. That's what I see happening in San Diego too. This stuff's you can't just have these non-sanctioned businesses popping up because yeah, you're gonna be like, oh well, my family needs it. Okay, well the next family is gonna do it, then the next family is gonna do it, and the next family is gonna do it. Next thing you know, it's just gonna be flooded with all these businesses that can't be held accountable for anything. They just show up. They can show up anywhere. They ruin the aesthetic of the place. They attract people to certain like constructive areas to be at. It's like, it ends up being like loitering. There's a reason why businesses have to pay rent to have legitimate stores that are like grounded to the ground, you know. There's a reason for that, and that's why whenever a city starts going down, these are some of the first signs, because they stop enforcing such a basic rule of like these businesses, that these businesses should have these permits, they should be renting from a specific place, they got to be legitimate so that people can be held accountable for what happens there, so that they can pay taxes for the space that you're taking up, because you are taking up a space. Space is for everybody. Is it though? Because people are paying for those spaces to keep them maintained, for them to be walkable areas that's paid for by taxes by the people around. And if you're not paying taxes, you don't have the right to be freaking making money off this real estate, that area that you don't pay anything for, dude. It's just, you're breaking the windows of the house that you want to sleep in. If you want to be accepted into this society and then have your kids not be hated, people are like, yeah, there's all this like hatred. Well, you're contributing to the hatred by forcing your children into these uncomfortable positions where you're doing something illegal. You got your kids coming in here. People are gonna hate what you're doing for legitimate reasons, and then that's gonna be passed. You're really gonna do that to your kids, dude? I thought you love your kids. Why are you doing that to them? You gotta go through these channels or you gotta have your businesses through legitimate channels, through legitimate means. There's a reason for that. You don't own that space. You didn't pay for that sidewalk to be maintained the way it is, and yet it contributes to the business that you just propped up there. Nobody else is like doing that because everyone's doing things by legitimate means. Dude, what? That's why you always see these kinds of businesses, these like pop-up food stands are always signs of like the degrading society. And we see it here in San Diego too, but New York City, man, you're leading the way apparently, but we're not too far behind over here on the west side. Like, oh, we're trying to do this for our family. We're trying to do this for like a better future for your family. Are you though? Because you're putting your kids who are going to be raised on this money, you're putting them in some pretty awful scenarios where they're now forced to feel the brunt of people's frustration over your actions. They're going to take that out on your next generation, where they might be innocent in what they're doing, but you're passing on this crime to them of doing things by illegitimate means. And then these kids are gonna be forced to deal with like the bullying, the negative outlook on them, that they might just be kids, but then the foolishness that their parents are taking part of, like, it's just gonna pass on all this aggression towards them. I thought you're doing it for the kids. What happened? That's not so good for your kids, doing things by illegitimate means, and then having your kids take the social punishment for that. They're gonna like simultaneously do these things and like try to hold a shield, be like, ah, like don't see them wrongly, don't see them in hateful ways. And then as they're doing something that's hateful to the country that they claim to want to be part of, you can't want to be part of the country and then also be breaking the floors and breaking the glass windows and then expecting them to not kick you out. Like, dude, what's wrong with you? Do it for the kids, man. It's not good for your kids. All right, thank you guys for listening to this rant. You know, if you guys like this rant, leave a like so more people can see it. Or if I'm just some guy shouting, tell me why I'm wrong. Use your words. Let me know in the comments. Either way, I appreciate your guys' engagement. I appreciate you watching this video. We'll see you in the next video. This is Herbie with the Herb and Peach channel, dog.